Jesus starts heading up to Jerusalem for this Jewish festival. It's about to get lit. There's a turn up going on. It's like Thanksgiving parade, right? Everything is happening over there. And as he goes up in Jerusalem, there's this place, specific place, and there's a pool, and it's called the Pool of Bethzatha. Now, I need you to know, people that would hang around this pool were ill, paralyzed, blind, stuck. But every now and then, the pool would start stirring and moving, and when that happened, people would try to get in, and then when they got in, people got healed. They were like, whoa, this is some magic water. But anyway, Jesus starts coming up to Jerusalem, and he heads to this pool, and he sees a man. Now, this man was paralyzed for 38 years. It's a long time. And guess what? Jesus sees this man, hears his story, and he asked him a question. You know what the question was? It was, do you want to be healed? And I love this because the guy goes, of course. Of course I want to be healed, man. Of course I want to be able to walk. But every time I try to get into this water, someone else cuts me in line. Someone else does a cannonball and jumps in there. And I can't get in the water. And Jesus goes to the guy and he says, get up and walk. Take that mat and go. And then Jesus just dips. Because Jesus is OG like that. He just dips. And so the guy immediately is able to walk. He feels strength in his legs again. And he starts walking and he takes his mat and he does what Jesus says. And then guess what? The party poopers stop him. These Jewish leaders, these people will go and they're like, yo, what are you doing with your mat? It's the Sabbath. What's going on? And the guy's like, whoa, hey, this guy healed me and he told me to take my mat and walk. And they're like, who told you to do that? And he's like, I don't know his name. All I know is what he told me. And then he left. I promise. A little bit of time goes by and Jesus runs into this man again at the temple and he sees them. He's walking around. He's good. And he says to them, you've been healed. But you need to stop sinning or something worse may happen to you. After the guy heard that, he went straight to these Jewish leaders again. And he's like, yo, I know exactly who healed me. I know exactly who asked me to take up my mat and go. And his name is Jesus. It was Jesus. When the Jewish leaders heard that, they were like getting already upset. Man, they were like, yo, we got to find a way to talk to this Jesus and get at him. He's over here doing things wrong. And whatever. Jesus hears this and he's confronted by them. And this is what Jesus tells these Jewish leaders. You ready for this? He says something super OG. He says, my Father is always working. And because he is always working, I will continue to work also. Now, the Jewish leaders were heated. All right? They were red to the face because Jesus was literally telling them, God, their God, is my Father, and I am his son. And they start going in, they're like, how dare you say that? How dare you say that God is your Father and you're his son? And as he's saying this, Jesus even tells them more truth. He's like, stop. I need you to know that the Son cannot do anything unless the Father has already asked or shown him, because the Father loves the Son. And then he goes even further. And as he's speaking of this, these Jewish leaders are even getting more upset and more angry at what Jesus is saying. Because what Jesus is saying is telling them, like, hey, listen, you don't have to believe me. You saw John the Baptist. You got the Old Testament. You got all these things. But you're still blind. You're still not listening. You're still not seeing. Because all those things are speaking about me. The Father, God has given me, the Son, the power to give life and to judge the living and the dead, and it's everywhere. You're supposed to know this as being the Jewish leaders, but you don't want to believe or see. You just reject me. And he's telling them this, and they're super mad and upset and maybe a little bit confused at the time because they're not getting it, because they're not getting it. And Jesus is saying, like, everything that the Father has promised is right in front of you. But you choose to not believe.